Duties. Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tata Jayam Udire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. Today we continuing Srimad Bhagavatam, canto first, chapter 16, shloka number 3 and 4. Ajahar Ashwamedhan Trin
अजहार अश्वमेधान्तीन्
Gangayam Bhuri Dakshinan
गंगायां भूरि दक्षिणान्
Sharadvatam Gurum Krutva
शारद्वतं गुरुं कृत्वा
Deva Yatra Akshi Gocharaha
देवा अत्र यक्षिगोचराः
Nijagraha Ojasa Viraha
निजग्राह ओजसा वीरः
Kalim Digvijay Kvachit
कलिं दिग्विजये क्वचित्
Nrupalingadharam Shudram
नृपलिङ्गधरं शूद्रं
Grantam Gomitunam Pada
धन्तं गोमिथुनं पदा
Ajahara Ashwamedan Trin
आजहार अश्वमेधान्त्रीन्
Gangayam Bhuri Dakshinan
गंगायां भूरि दक्षिणान्
Sharadvatam Gurum Krutva
शारद्वतं गुरुं कृत्वा
Deva Yatra Akshi Gocharaha
देवा यत्र अक्षिगोचराः
Nijagraha Ojasa Viraha
निजग्राह ओजसा वीरः
Kalim Digvijay Kvachit
कलिं दिग्विजये क्वचित्
Nrupalingadharam Shudram
नृपलिङ्गधरं शूद्रं
Grantam Gomitunam Pada
घ्नन्तं गोमिथुनं पदा
Ajahara Ashwamedan Trin Gangayam Bhuri Dakshinan Sharadvatam Gurum Krutva Deva Yatra Akshi Gocharaha Nijagraha Ojasa Vira Kali Digvijay Kvachit Nrupalingadharam Shudram Ghanantam Gomitunam Pada
आजहार अश्वमेधान्त्रीन् गंगायां भूरि दक्षिणान् शारद्वतं गुरुं कृत्वा देवा यत्र अक्षिगोचराः निजग्राह ओजसा वीरः कलिं दिग्विजये क्वचित् नृपलिङ्गधरं शूद्रं धनन्तं गोमिथुनं पदा.
Hare Krishna. Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mahārāja Parīkṣit, after having selected Kṛpācārya for guidance as his spiritual master, performed 3 horse sacrifices on the banks of the Ganges. These were executed with sufficient reward for the attendants, and at these sacrifices, even the common man could see demigods. Once, when Mahārāja Parīkṣit was on his way to conquer the world, he saw the master of Kali-yuga, who was lower than a śūdra, disguised as a king and hurting the legs of a cow and bull. The king at once caught hold of him to deal sufficient punishment. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It appears from this verse that interplanetary travel by the denizens of higher planets is easy. In many statements in Bhagavatam, we have observed that the demigods from heaven used to visit this earth to attend sacrifices performed by influential kings and emperors. Herein also we find that during the time of the horse sacrifice ceremony of Mahārāja Parīkṣit, the demigods from other planets were visible even to the common man due to the sacrificial ceremony. The demigods are not generally visible to common men, as the Lord is not visible, but as the Lord, by his causeless mercy, descends to be visible to the common man. Similarly, the demigods also become visible to the common man by their own grace, although celestial beings are not visible to the naked eyes of the inhabitants of this earth. It was due to the influence of Mahārāja Parīkṣit that the demigods also agreed to be visible. The kings used to spend lavishly during such sacrifices as a cloud distributed rains. A cloud is nothing but another form of water, or in other words, the waters of the earth transform into clouds. Similarly, the charity made by the kings in such sacrifices was but another form of the taxes collected from the citizens but as the rains fall down very lavishly and appear to be more than necessary, the charity made by such king also seems to be more than what the citizen needs. Satisfied citizens will never organize obligation against the king, and thus there was no need in changing the monarchical state. Even for a king like Mahārāja Parīkṣit, there was need of a spiritual master for guidance. Without such guidance, one cannot make progress in spiritual life. The spiritual master must be bona fide, and one who wants to have self realization must approach and take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master to achieve real success. The purpose of a king's going to conquer the world is not for self aggrandizement. Mahārāja Parīkṣit went out to conquer the world after his ascendance to the throne, but this was not for the purpose of aggression for on other states. He was the emperor of the world, and all small states were already under his regime. His purpose in going out was to see how things were going on in terms of the worldly state. The king, being and representative of the Lord, has to execute the will of the Lord duly. There is no question of self-aggrandizement. Thus, as soon as Mahārāja Parīkṣit saw that a lower class man in the dress of a king was hurting the legs of a cow and a bull, at once he arrested and punished him. The king cannot tolerate insults to the most important animal, the cow, nor can he tolerate disrespect for the most important man, the Brahmana. Human civilization means to advance the cause of Brahminical culture and to maintain it. Cow protection is essential. There is a miracle in milk, for it contains all the necessary vitamins to sustain humans' physiological conditions for higher achievements. Brahminical culture can advance only when man is educated to develop the quality of goodness, and for this there is a prime necessity of food prepared with milk, fruits, and grains. Mahārāja Parīkṣit was astonished to see that a black śūdra dressed like a ruler was mistreating a cow, the most important animal in human society. The age of Kali means mismanagement and quarrel, and the root cause of all mismanagement and quarrel is that worthless men with the modes of lower class men who have no higher ambition in life come to the aim of the state management. Such men at the post of a king are sure to first hurt the cow and the Brahminical culture, thereby pushing all society towards hell. Mahārāja Parīkṣit, trained as he was, got the scent of this root because of all quarrel in the world. Thus he wanted to stop it in the every beginning. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurmilitam en tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Sri Guroho Sri Tapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitancha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschyata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhecha Krupa Sindhube Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. Today we continuing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 16, Shloka number 3 and 4 we try to understand. Here, they describing about the Parikshit Maharaj and their they saw a black man in a king's address. Who is that? How they recognize him and what they thought? All are detail describing in two shlokas. Prabhuji will tell us in detail nicely. Hare Krishna. Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo namo namah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hopefully, I am audible to everyone right now. Hare Krishna. Can someone confirm if I am audible? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mataji.
You are audible to. Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. I was a little doubtful with the connectivity which I am experiencing today. So, people generally say, why do we not see the demigods? The answer should be, where is your Ashwamedh Yajna, the horse sacrifice? See, the demigods, they are not so cheap. Just like, say, the king or the president or even the prime minister. Does he come anywhere? Now, who is the cheapest? The common man. Now, where the kings or demigods or great sages like Nārada Muni will come, that place must be worth coming there. Like just last month, we had this wonderful inauguration of our temple in Kharghar. And our Honorable Prime Minister himself came there. And he saw each and every part. He prayed to Lord Krishna. So here, in these two shlokas that we are seeing, further discussion is happening about Parikshit Maharaj. That he was so good. The very first point which is being told is, he immediately was assigned to Kṛpācārya ji, whom he selected as his spiritual master. And under his guidance, he did 3 Ashwamedh Yajna on the banks of Ganges. And all those who attended the Yajna, maybe as a participant or an observer, everyone was sufficiently rewarded. And such was the grandeur of the Yajnas that demigods came and common persons could see them. And then, as a duty of a Kshatriya, Mahārāja Parīkṣit was to roam around and conquer the world. So once while he was going, he witnessed Kali-yuga, who was lower than śūdra. But then, in spite of that, Hare Krishna, he was disguising himself as a king and he was trying to hurt the legs of cow and goat. And he immediately stopped him. And then he was going to give punishment. So Prabhupada ji is discussing these two shlokas in detail. Very first thing which Prabhupada ji highlights is that there used to be interplanetary system. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So all those who were on the higher planets, they could go anywhere. But then they were quite opulent. So they were not visible to normal persons or those on the lower planet who were the inhabitants of the lower planets. But Krishna, see, he is Akshigocharaha. That means within the purview of our vision, he is seen, but provided we are qualified. So the process is that we should become qualified. People generally say, show me God. But what power do we have to see God? First, let us gain the qualification, my dear brother. Then you will see. God is everywhere. Andaltarasta Paramanuschayam. Even within the atom, he is there. But we are not competent to see. So, if you want to see God, then there is a different way which is there. which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi surya yoga. My dear Kaunteya, that is Arjuna, I am the taste of the water. So just see God in the taste of the water. See, we have got so many senses. And we want to see God with eyes. But we have to begin with our tongue. See, nice food stuff. Let me see how nice it is. We are already seeing it. Now I want to touch in the tongue. Let me see, not by the eyes, tongue. Halwa. Let me test. But then, first of all, we need to test God. It is within our reach. But we have to be patient and we have to practice. And then, Sevan Mukhe Jivadau Swameva Spurute Vada. Then we will realize. God will reveal on His own. When we become submitted, when we become devoted to Krishna, by tasting the prasadam, we'll see God personally. He'll talk to us. That is possible. Prabhupada says it is possible. But it cannot be at our whims and fancies. Mahārāja Parīkṣit was so exalted that by his invitation, the demigods would come. And on his request, even public could see them. That is what is stated here. So he was so exalted. Kings were also invited. So there was this interplanetary travel which was possible. Today we try to go everywhere. Even on that international space station, someone goes and we are not able to bring them back on time. Well, our Shastras say that even Moon is a planet, heavenly planet. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastaha. So when we are competent, fit for going there, then we can go there. Yanti devorta adevan pitranyanti pitrurta bhute jayanti bhute tam. That slok is there in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. But we have to be qualified. Similarly, we can go to Krishna if we are Krishna vrataha madhyajino api yanti mam. What to speak of going to other planets? If one is qualified, if one is pure devotee, Krishna says, he also comes to me. The other important point we see here is Aja Harashva Medhan Shatri. 3 times. So Ashwamedh Yajna actually is very, very expensive. Even King of Heaven, Indra, he executed Ashwamedh Yajna only 7 times. Maharaj Prithu was going to complete it 7 times. So there was a competition. And Indra did not want him to complete 7 times. Otherwise, he would become equal to him. So amongst the kings, not only in the planet, in other planets also, Ashwamedh Yajna is performed by very, very powerful rich kings, not ordinary kings. Because it is expensive. Bhuri Dakshina. And vast amount of money is required for distribution in charity. There are also Gomedh Yajna. So Ashwamedh Yajna, we have seen it in the past also that a horse is sent with a flag that such king is the emperor of the whole world. So if some king in some state he does not agree that he is emperor, he'll capture the whole. I don't agree, I don't accept. Then there will be fight. And then there will be Yajna. So Mahārāja Parīkṣit was emperor of the whole world, this whole planet. So he did 3 Ashwamedh Yajna. So, and in each yajna, though it is so costly, he ensured Bhuri Dakshina. He gave in Dakshina. He gave in charity. Just like upon initiation, we give Dakshina to our spiritual master. So similarly, it is stated here, Sharadvatam Gurum Kritva. So everything must be executed under the guidance of a guru, not whimsically. No, I have got my idea, I have got my God, I can do whatever I like. No, that is waste of time. Yah shastra vidhi mutrujya vartate kama kharatah. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, anyone who does not follow the instructions of the Shastra, how things should be done, shastra vidhi mutrujya vartate kama karatah, does things whimsically, na sukham savapnoti. He'll never get happy. Yash shastra vidhim utsrujya vartate kamakartah na sukham sa apnoti. So everything should be done according to Shastra. And the Shastra should be guided by the Acharya, Guru. Acharya means one who knows what is there in the Shastra. He practices it in his life and teaches the disciple. He is called Acharya. He is not whimsical. He knows. So Parikshit Maharaj appointed Acharya, Kṛpācārya. So Dronacharya was also an Acharya, but he was military Acharya. And here it was Kṛpācārya for the Vedic ritual. Tad vijnanartham sagurum eva abhigaccheta. So Gurum Kritva, in order to do things very rightly, we must appoint a Guru and we must take his guidance. Now, regarding this, there was once a discussion between Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Chand Kazi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu challenged Kazi, what is your religion that you eat your father and mother? This was challenged by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, what is that father and mother? Now, mother, cow is your mother, you drink milk of cow. And bull is your father, because without bull, without cow, and bull being united, there is no milk. So how is that you are doing it? So it was a big challenge. So those who are actually meat eater, they are killing their father and mother and getting implicated in sinful life. Karanam guna sangasya. So that is big problem. So as you have instructed yourself, infected ourselves with particular type of mode of nature, we get the body. Now this science is known to everyone who study the scriptures, but not to the idiots who design the modern education system. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajate ante kalevaram. We all know this fact. And we also know that Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. And we know Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karana. So what is required to be done is we just have to practice. Sada tad bhav bhavitaha. So if you always chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, that means we remember Krishna always. And if because of that at the last moment we are able to remember him, then Krishna says, Tektva deham punarjanma naeti sa eti mahavartuna. Will not require. So here a guru was appointed, and under the instructions of the guru, appropriately the sacrifice was done. So I was referring to the discussions of Chand Kazi. So there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected his arguments completely. He says that Krishna is there everywhere. We just have to accept him. In Chaitanya Chandamrit, there is a shloka, Vidhi Mahendra Adi Sa Hitayate. If one is practically a devotee of Lord, it does not care even personalities like Vidhi. Now, Vidhi means Lord Brahma. So, that is what is possible if you are surrendered to Krishna. And that is why we need to learn from Krishna. Krishna says, Namanduchpitro mudaha prapadante naradhamaha maya aparhata jnana asuram bhavam pita. So what is required that we should not become asuri. We should learn from Parikshit Maharaj what is the ideal way to live life, and the ideal way to live life is to have a guru, and under his instructions you have to follow the dharma and you have to practice the spirituality completely. So Prabhupada ji is giving a very wonderful practice. As a king, it is a duty to go on tour and see persons who are actually not abiding by the laws of Vedic principles. It is a duty of a king. Chaturvarnam maya srishtim guna karma vibhagasha is what Krishna says, that in the human society I have divided 4 classes of men. So by nature there are 4 classes of men. And it is the duty of the king to ensure that everyone is acting as per his class. And that is not based on janma. It is guna vibhagasha, not janma vibhagasha. So we have the Brahmanas who are intelligent and they are supposed to be spreading about Krishna to everyone. They have to explain everyone about Brahman, the reality, the truth. The Kshatriyas, they have to be the able administrators and definitely the warriors. Vaishyas, they are supposed to do the business. They have to generate sufficient Lakshmi for everyone else. And then we have the Shudras, who are the helper class. They cannot take post as intelligent class or administrator. They are simply servants. So, here it is said, Nripalingadharam Shudram. So, the real meaning of Linga is gender. But here, it is signs. Linga also means signs, symptoms. So, actually he was Shudra symptom, but he was dressed like a Nripa, that is king. Now, if a woman dresses like a man, it is artificial. Or a man dresses like a woman, it is also artificial. So, therefore, when a Shudra took the dress of a king, it is called Nripalingadhara. This is happening in Kali-yuga. And it was actually Kali who was doing it. Kalau Shudra Sambhavaha. It's a statement in Skanda Purana. In Kali-yuga, everyone is a Shudra. Therefore, naturally, what we do is we elect one Shudra. And the Shudra is not fit for government management. And so you find so many difficulties in the government. Because they are all Shudras. So it is the duty of a king to see that the things are going on appropriately. As per Krishna's instructions. Everyone is following the Dharma. And when everyone follows Dharma, everyone follows their duties, then everyone is very happy. There is no question of any kind of problem. But then, Kalau Shudra Sambhavaha, everywhere there is chaos currently because everyone is a Shudra and everyone is trying to do the duty of that. So here Parikshit Maharaj, when he was on a tour, he saw this Shudra and he identified Shudra because he was dark in color. And then he was dressing like a king. So he knew that he is a cheater. And he was doing a sinful activity. There was a cow and there was a bull. And he was troubling them. So this is one of the big sins that can ever be done. And this person was seen to be hurting the legs of cow and bull. So immediately Parikshit Maharaj caught hold of him. Because it is the duty that if there is any harm which is going to be happening, then he should be stopping it. And not only stopping it, he also has to punish. So this is what Mahārāja Parīkṣit was trained for. And so, because he was trained, he got the scent of the root cause of all quarrel in the world. And so he wanted to stop it in the very beginning. He wanted to stop that Kali was doing the pratadana of the cow and the bull. And we'll see tomorrow onwards who they are. So the key takeaway for us today is that we have to ensure that we follow the instructions of the Guru and whatever we do as per his instructions. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.